Who is this guy and what has he got to do with the Galactic War? Helldivers 2 has birthed a community deeply dedicated to spreading managed democracy via the business end of an AR-23 Liberator. The war has been raging continuously since the game's inception in February, and we recently learned that the war has a game master who is controlling things behind the scene. His name is Joel. But who is he?
My name's Joel Hawkinax. I'm a game designer.
Joel is a man shrouded in mystery. We first learned about Joel's existence from Arrowhead CEO Johan Pilestedt in an interview with IGN. He said, "We have an actual person with the job title of Game Master. His name is Joel and he takes his job very seriously." Joel Hawkinax lives in Sweden along with the rest of the Arrowhead team. He's got a lengthy history in the game industry. He notched up over a decade of experience in game design at Storm in a Teacup and Paradox Interactive before making the jump to Arrowhead in August of 2023. A co-worker described him as a curious, loyal, super friendly and collaborative hard worker. What the description didn't mention was just how secret he is publicly. There is little information about Joel on the internet. Pilestedt, his boss at Arrowhead, has made it a point to be very interactive with the Helldiver community via his personal Twitter page. It's quite the opposite with Hawkinax, who has an empty Twitter account with nothing but a picture of him reading a book called Endurance, a book written by astronaut Scott Kelly detailing his experience of spending a full year in space. The bits of information we do have about Joel makes his role as the director of the Galactic War clearer. He seems deeply interested in space and history. Just listen to his description of Nikola Tesla, a man who inspired a previous game he created.
Nikola Tesla is just such an interesting historic figure.
Alongside this fascination with Tesla, we have the Twitter profile picture. Joel appears to be enthralled while reading Kelly's thoughts about his record-breaking time in space. It makes perfect sense that a man who spends his time learning about history and space would end up controlling the timeline of a galactic war. There are a few other keys to the Joel enigma. We know, for example, that he lived for at least 8 years in Italy after falling in love with an Italian woman. That is how he ended up at Storm in a Teacup in Rome, where he was lead designer on a game called Close to the Sun. That game received favourable comparisons to Bioshock 2 in terms of style and allowed Joel free rein to explore his interest in science and Nikola Tesla. But compared to Helldivers, Close to the Sun and the other games Joel worked on were the Junior League. When Joel landed the Game Master job at Arrowhead in his native Sweden, he moved up the league table. Is he worried that as Game Master he's got a job description shared with exactly no one else? Who knows? But if we had to guess, we'd say no. The sole interview with Joel online reveals a guy who thinks deeply and is very deliberate in his approach to the world. He appears to be what you might call unflappable. This is not a guy who is going to be making emotional decisions about what to do next in Helldivers 2. So bad luck to all the gamers who think that trolling Joel will get a rise out of him. My guess is that Joel has his strategic moves in the game planned out to the last detail. He'll not be mutating bugs or launching illuminates just because he's mad at someone or because it strikes him as a fun thing to do. It's all got a deeper purpose. The insecticide towers, the flying bugs, the blue lasers. With Joel in charge, nothing is happening by chance. We've seen Helldivers 2 flourish and grow, and the developing storyline of the intergalactic war is a big part of that. The community is flourishing and totally engaged by the game world. Super Earth, the battle for Malevelon Creek, the righteous spread of democracy. Helldivers 2 has accomplished in a few weeks what other games take years to do, and Joel is a big part of the machinery that has made that happen.